So how was Access 1? Was it okay? It's strange. It's okay. Strange is good. Strange is an adventure. And so now what will you do in Access 2 is learn how to query the database. Remember, you say it like query, and it means question, and British English actually uses that word for question, even though we don't. So what we'll do in this unit is learn how to query the database in several different ways. In Usually I show you a picture of the results of something, what you're going to make, but it wouldn't make any sense to you at this point. So I'm going to show you the kinds of queries you'll learn how to do. Well, first you have to learn how to make them. And have you been thinking about, like in Word? Well, didn't do it too much in Word. In Excel, you have the normal view and the formulas view. It's the same thing, just look at it in a different way. And in PowerPoint, you can have the normal view, the slide sorter view, and the reading view. And you know what I'm talking about? Okay. So here now in Access, it's even more important because there are different ways to view the data so you can work with them differently. It's like flip sides of a coin. So you'll learn how to create the queries in design view, and you'll have to keep flipping back and forth between the design view and the data sheet view. And in queries, the data sheet view is the same as the run, that red exclamation mark. If you think about it that way, it makes it a little bit easier. Just two different ways of viewing the same thing. So you'll learn how to create a query, what to do to actually physically ask the computer a question. And honestly, you're using the screen and dragging things, but behind it, the computer's typing code in SQL language, SQL language, which I used to teach that class. I thought it was great fun, and we're going to do this. So you could have a query to ask the computer using words, find Linda Lee Masood name, or asking for numbers. Find 2022 date or 2023 date. You could, once you've looked it up once, you might need to look it up over and over again. So you can save an individual query within the database, which is all sitting in computer RAM memory while you're working on it. But you can save one query at a time since it's one little piece within the big thing. Yeah, not to confuse you. Sorry about that. All right. You might want to tell the computer, every time I run this query, stop and ask me, is this for the fall 2023 semester? Is it the or fall 2020, what are we, 2022, or the winter 2023, or the summer 2020, which semester? And a parameter query lets you stop and ask the computer, that the computer will stop and ask you to type in the thing you want. So that's a parameter query. You could have compound criteria. So if the student is over the age of 35 and if the student has more than 60 credit hours, then do this. It's two queries together. Compound means two things mixed together. All right. You can sort the data. I would like to see the students' names in A to Z alphabetical order. Thank you very much. You can have some information from this table and some from that table. Join the tables. Join, so you learn how to do the join, and then extract some from both tables and have a new report that has both. So we start off just working with one table, then we'll go on to work with multiple tables. And then create a report. Yes. Sometimes you need to take the data from an Access database and ship it over to an Excel spreadsheet because you're at work and you have to do 1,000 Excel spreadsheets with information to pass up to the bosses. So exporting data out of an Access database, you can actually perform calculations. It's almost like Excel, but now we're in Access. That's okay. They work together. And then the cross-tab query lets you take pieces of information that are exactly like that and match them up in different ways. So And you can make the navigation pane look the way you want. I actually teach that way at the beginning because it makes it a lot easier if you mess yourself up to fix it, if you know that. So this chapter is a bunch of little tiny things that you'll learn to do, but all of them are ways of extracting information from the computer. Ask the database a question, computer database, give me this information so I can use just this much. And again, remember, you probably won't use Access again, but in your daily life, in whatever job you have, you will be using databases and you will be querying databases. Next time you want to go to Best Buy to buy some computer thing, or you want to go to Land's End and buy some clothing, you'll be querying a computer. That's what we'll do in this chapter.